Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Chastity Buckley. I'm the host of Midnight R&B Edition, Homage Midnight Love BET. Well, I give all my flowers to all my R&B artists, singers, songwriters, and producers. But y'all, today is the day. I have an R&B and hip hop legend in the building. It's flowers on top of flowers. This man is a producer. Not only that, he is a vocal producer. And not even that, this man is 1/3 of something Florida people. Y'all know that. Y'all know that jam. Y'all know that song. Y'all know that. But you know what? I got to give this man his flowers. I mean, this guy, without him, I wouldn't even have my favorite idol in the whole wide world. But give it up for the one and only Curtis Sauce Wilson. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Staying busy.
Right. And today is the 25th anniversary of Eric Benet's sophomore album, A Day in the Life. How do you feel today? It's made 25 years. How do you feel?
25 years. Damn, I'm old.
Look, we all old. We all old. Look. Like, can you believe it's been 25 years today? Like when it dropped?
No, I cannot.
Oh, wow.
No, it feels like it was. It don't feel like it's been 25 years, but damn, yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has been
Wow,
25 years. 25 years, and you've been
that's
in
a
the
long
game for
time.
3 decades. Look.
And we still work together.
Oh, that is so
Still work
sweet.
together. We're working on stuff right now. Yep.
Oh
I
my
got one of
God.
his
So is
artists.
it?
One of his artists is in the other room right now. We've been working all weekend.
Oh, but well, you know, I apologize for the emails, but I know he gonna like this girl is crazy. I'm like, look, I apologize. Look, I be trying to make sure y'all be focused and be getting them hits, but I just had to
No,
give
that's
you a
fine
platform to
because I need that because I will forget. So that was good. You kept doing it.
Look, I wasn't trying to do it to be all like he gonna like, dang, this girl's a nutbag. I'm like, look, I ain't nutcase. I'm just trying to make sure
No,
everybody gets their
that
just
was all good. My memory ain't like it used to be.
Well, I'm so honored to have you on the show today. You know, today we are, like I said, we're going to be talking about Eric Benet's sophomore album, A Day in the Life. Today makes 25 years. But before we do get started on that, I want to talk about your legacy, who you are as a person, and a lot of people, you know, to understand who you are and your legacy. So, you know, this is that era of the 2020 era. How have you been since the crazy pandemic? How have you been?
I've been great actually because I'm pretty much a homebody. So when everybody's in the house, I was already in the house. So
Oh, my God.
it didn't even really affect me. But
Yeah.
it's funny at that moment we had just got an opportunity to work on a plug-in concept that I had to make a instrument out of a vocalist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we teamed up with plug-in company called Native Instruments
Mm.
and did our first sample library for them. And it's a
Mm.
plugin called Duet. No, we did Glaze. It's called Glaze. So we got um like four of our favorite singers that we sampled their voices on all the keys and got all their riffs and runs so producers can just grab that plug in and start playing voices, like a
Mm.
keyboard. So we've
That's
done, yeah. So
okay.
I was stuck in a room just doing that for most of 2020,
What is it like? Has
sampling
the
and editing.
technology changed for you since 2020, or is it still the same?
Since 2020, oh, the
Mm-hmm.
same, yeah, pretty much the same.
Mm.
Except a lot of remote recording and stuff
Okay.
like that. But yeah, it's been good for me because I don't like to be around a lot of people. So
Makes sense. And then, you know,
yeah,
you're always in the studio. So, I mean, like I said, with
yeah,
producers, you know, y'all always in y'all zone and your craft. So, I know I've talked to a lot of producers on the platform. They say, you know, it's been fine because you're always, you know, just focus on, you know, the sound of what production is. So, I get it.
yeah,
That's
yeah. So you had time to just work on your craft and come up with a lot of different stuff. So yeah, it was
oh,
beneficial actually.
what beneficial.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, that's great then. Well, I know because, like I said, I know we're in a different era, and I know it's just like been crazy. But I just want to make sure that you know, because a lot of people lost a lot of loved ones and stuff. I want to make sure you're okay. So I'm happy to
yeah,
hear about that.
yeah.
That's great. All right, so we're gonna get ready to talk about who you are as a person, Mr. Sauce, and not even that. I want to ask about this nickname. How did you get this nickname, Sauce? And I know you're from Oakland, California, so I want to ask about how was it like growing up in there. Who were some of your influences? I heard that you were like a big Teddy Riley influence fan, so I want you to talk about that. And how did you get the nickname Sauce? Where did that come from?
It actually came from my sister. Yeah, well, it was like a DJ name. Um, uh, had like a duo rap group with a high school friend of mine, Masani Miller. He was a rapper, I was a DJ, and that's when I started like making beats and stuff.
Right.
in high school, and she just gave me the name DJ Sauce. I think we got it from watching the movie Purple Rain when the time would do would do do chili sauce. Just took that and just started calling me DJ Sauce. And then when I started producing, the DJ just dropped.
Oh wow! So you were
Yeah.
DJ Sauce, and then you changed it to Sauce.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it ain't.
And
It's
then,
not bad, but it makes sense.
yeah.
It makes
So
sense.
yeah, no crazy story to it.
Oh, okay. So, like you said, your nickname Sauce. So, like, who was like? How was the influence? I guess growing up in California, what was that like growing up for you? And not even that, like, how did Teddy Riley and other people inspire you to do your sound?
Well, I grew up in a musical household. My dad played piano and guitar and sung in bands and stuff. So when like he would have rehearsals, the band members come over, I was like really fascinated by like the drum machines and stuff that they might have or whatever. That's why I was trying to play with them and all that stuff. And then um, in elementary, I picked up sax. I started playing sax in elementary school because my dad played sax.
Right.
And then that was in Manzanita Elementary, which Sway, we both went to the same elementary school growing up. And I got tired of carrying the sax, walking to school up the hill. The next year, I said, I'm switching to trumpet because that's smaller. And then we had a piano in the house, so I just kind of picked up, music, for doing that. And then my mom had a crazy record collection, and we would make mixtapes against each other, see who can make mixtapes for the best singers. So that's what me and my mom would do when I was like in junior high school.
Right.
So that was.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, and then as far as production, yeah, it was Jam and Lewis, Ellie and Face, and Teddy Riley came along, and then I was really into what he was doing, and yeah, so those were like my staples that really made me want to produce, and I got my first little taste of it. A friend of mine named Kurt Crumpler, who was the bass player for a funk group called Collage back in the 70s, 80s, somewhere back there. But anyway, me and my buddy Masani, who I was on the rap group with, we would go to his house in San Francisco.
Right.
He would let us use his equipment in studio and record ourselves. He was the first one that taught me how to program drum machines and keyboards and stuff. So that's where I really learned. And I just stuck with it. Been doing it ever since.
That makes sense. That makes sense about you explaining about your sound, because when I'm learning about your legacy and the sound of your music, I feel like you're like influenced by a lot of 70s music. Is that where your influence comes from?
Yeah, really, probably all the way back to the 50s and 60s, because that's all my parents would play. Like growing up, like like they still play those oldies today. When I go to their house, they take out the dominoes and turn on them 60s and 50s.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, the 70s and was the era, and the 80s too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like early 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would make sense, because, like I said, when I would listen to some of the your catalog of the music, I feel like it's a lot of influence from the old school, and I feel like you kind of took a little bit of that, but not in that you made like a hip hop marriage into it, and it makes sense about what I hear about some of the influence of your sound. And I'm like, okay, you can make a sound from an old school, but you can make it modern to make it like R&B to make it fit, and that's what I like about your sound.
Yeah. That was our thing, because I got really into hip hop. When it was a college station that used to come, you could barely get. I used to have to put wires all on the wall to try to get it to come in clear. And it was a state. I think it was a college station out of Berkeley called KPOO. And they would just play all the rap stuff that I'd never heard before. It just kind of blew my mind. Like, what is this? And then every Sunday morning and afternoon, I would get my tapes out and record all the rap songs that they would play. And so, growing up in that era, I would fuse that hip hop taste with the R&B stuff.
That makes sense.
Was like, yeah.
And I can see where the Teddy Riley influence come in with that New Jack Swing. You bringing that in, and then bringing it into the 90s. It makes a lot of sense how the way imagine what you were trying to do to not be like a copycat of Teddy, but like your own sound and zest to what you make. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so by you doing that and you're older now and you're just doing a lot of sound, how did you get involved with your group and how did you meet Rashad and Fuzz and how did this all come about with something for the people?
Me and Fuzz met in the Bay through mutual friends. Actually through the guy Kurt Crumpler that I was telling you about. Okay. Yeah, I heard this dude sing and I was like, oh, we gotta hang. So we met and then we just clicked and we just started making music together and we would hang out every day in Oakland, go to different open mics and stuff and just start hanging. So he had he was part of a situation in LA. Okay. This manager he had, and he brought me down and to meet this manager, and then we started forming like a little writing production team. Okay. And so we would produce a lot of little local artists around in the valley or whatever. And then another friend of our manager at the time, Augie Johnson, who was a member of Side Effect, he had a song that Rashad produced. And he was always telling, yo, y'all need to meet this dude, Rashad. Y'all need to link y'all together, whatever. And he gave us a tape of a song Rashad did. So me and Jeff took it and reproduced it and put Fuzzy's vocal on it. And then Augie got it and took it back to Ro. And Ro was like, whoa, who's these guys? Who's these cats? This is crazy. He said, oh, man, that's some cats I've been telling you about. I got to link y'all up. Oh. So we linked up and then we just all three just started writing and producing together. And that was the beginning of it. So the group thing that happened it was kind of an accident because we started doing we got our first little taste of production from Denny and Tommy who put In Vogue together.
And so was the song Give It Up, Turn It Loose?
Yeah, we did a remix for Give It Up, Turn It Loose. Yep. Yeah. Dang, you know everything.
No, I don't. I just researched. No, I don't. Don't do that to me, son. Look, it's dope though.
So that was like our first introduction to music business. And so then, a few years after that, Denny and Tommy had they landed a situation with Capitol Records. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we didn't. They say, yo, y'all want to come in and do this group? We can't do it because we got a situation at another label. But we got this deal in place, so maybe y'all can come in, step in, be the group. We can produce the album together and do it like that. I was like, yeah. I'm thinking a group thing? Back then I'm thinking, I'm just thinking about writing and producing. So I'm like, we get a budget? Say, yeah. I said, oh, okay, let's do it.
They're trying to make y'all the next Tony. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So we went in there, we did an album, shot a video, and man, right before the song was about to come out, they cut the whole black department at Capitol.
Is this when y'all did your 1993 debut album? Was this around this time too, or no?
It was before. It was before that. Okay. It was before that because. Okay. Yeah, because they cut the whole thing. Because in between that, we had also did some work. Some production work for Jive Records or RCA or Jive. But our girl Allison Ball, she was the A&R. She signed us and Eric. So she had another group on the label called Lipstick. So we produced something for them. And so when Capitol cut the whole black department, she said, well, I'll take y'all over here with me at RCA. So it was like, cool. So we scrapped that album, went with Allison over to RCA, start working on another album. And during that album, during the middle of that album, she came into the studio and she was like, okay, stop the press. Start recording.
Oh, Lord.
My girl about to get hired over at Warner Brothers as president of Warner Brothers. And I might go over there with her. I'm taking y'all and Eric Benet with me.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh, shoot. Okay. I'm thinking, dang, I guess that's another budget, isn't it?
So it sounds like you going from label to label, but it sounded like money was being processed and
Yeah. Yeah. So we so we stopped that and then went over to Warner and did that album. And yeah, that first single was With You.
On the 93 album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first thing. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh.
And that's where the group thing started.
So technically, like, everybody thinks that the sophomore album was the debut, but technically y'all been out since 93.
Yeah. Well, none of that stuff ever came out except that first album.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when Brandy was
94. Yeah, you know, I know 1994, September 20th. You know, I know that.
Yeah. So so I feel like we came out after her, right?
No, y'all came out before her. She came out in 94. Now I guess this is me.
Okay, yeah.
But you were there. Look, I can't speak on it like
I can't remember. I told you my memory bad.
Look, it's okay, but it makes sense because you're correct. Because 93, this is when 93, 94, Brandy's getting her deal. You know, y'all already out, but like you said, the album we quote unquote know in 93. Yes, you did do that, but then at the same time, is you're going in now, you bringing this 14-year-old girl. You know, now you working with her, so it's like, that's music to my ears. So I was like, but like I said, we gonna get the Brandy, but I know for you for 93 for that. So did you get switched and then go to Warner, or were you already with Warner when you left? Capital?
Left with, no, Capital was done. Okay. Then we went to RCA, started working on that. Then we had to stop that album, went over to Warner Brothers, and finished that album that we started at RTA.
Okay, so then with Brandy, did y'all get an Atlantic production deal with Atlantic Records? Is that how that went down too?
It was totally separate. Yeah, our managers at the time, I think, had connected with Brandy and her mom and brought them over to our apartment in North Hollywood at the time. And we just started working. We just started working with her, writing songs and stuff in the apartment.
Well, since we already here, we'll get to that because everybody in the chat can't wait. Look, so already at the okay. So now you're on your debut, you guys are on y'all debut. Now y'all on to Brandy. How was that process like at the time when you were on Atlantic? And did you know that she was gonna be who she was at that time, or did you have this feeling like having this 14-year-old girl, what songs you were gonna do with her?
I knew she was just super dope. I know she was dope. That's all I knew. This girl could sing her butt off, and she's only 13, 14. You had no idea what was going to be a hit. And I think we started the album off, I believe. Yeah. I think we might cut maybe 6 songs on her.
You did?
Yeah.
Y'all did dedicate part 1, part 2, part 3.
Besides those 4, because Dedicate was really one song, and he just chopped it up and made interludes out of it. But if we did like a few with her, and then and Keith Crouch came in and just took that thing home. Like
y'all look. Now we get to that. I guess I get to talk about Brandy. Y'all did y'all look songs. Y'all did y'all thing. My favorite song that you did by her, and it really makes me cry, is "Give Me You."
Oh,
it's such a spiritual and beautiful song. I love that you did that for her because I feel like that was her church song,
right.
And I really feel that, heartfelt, sentimental about God and who she loves. I mean, y'all did y'all thing, but I mean, like, Give Me You, as long as you hear my friend Elise from the RB Representatives, that's her #1 song off this album. She said y'all did y'all thing. She loved it. Like, she loves that song, but I love Give Me You. But I wanted to ask you, how did you feel at the time when you did I Dedicate and all this stuff? How did you feel when Drake sampled it a couple years ago?
Oh, man. They couldn't even get the question out fast enough. Like, yo, so Drake wanted, yes, whatever it is, it's yes. They didn't, yes, go ahead, sample it. Be my guest.
Oh my God, I know you cut up when you found out, and then he put it on his album. Like, I know that just meant the world to you when you did that.
Oh, heck yeah.
And then, oh, go ahead.
And then the way they flipped it was crazy. Like,
yeah,
because really it's like a 6, 8, 3, 4 kind of time, and then, man, I think 40 did it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 40. You talking about 40?
Yeah. Yeah, that thing was incredible.
And at this time, like, I mean, the whole album, I feel like it's just amazing. I mean, how do you feel, Sauce? This year is going to be the 30th anniversary of Brandy's self-titled debut album in September. How do you feel about all that?
It just made me feel old.
Not old.
We need another one. We need a new Brandy. We need Brandy.
Come on. We need the whole crew back. Like, how
We
do you
need
feel
Brandy.
like
Come on. Keith,
Come
Brandy, Damon, let's go.
And then I think for her and Fuzz to be singing on there was just dope. I just loved it. And it's crazy because, Ro is the one that she's talking to on I Dedicate, but Life was Sauce for you to put your sound on there. And I want to ask you, like, at that time, too, when you did the album, like, Trent and Tamar, how did you get all of them to, like, to sing the songs together with her? Like, that was dope, too.
I don't it was just, I don't know, it was just something we always did. Like, we just got a group of friends and musicians that we just all work together. We all still work and friends today. Like, we would just bring people in. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. Sing this, sing that. Yeah, it was just like collaborating with, all our folks that we like to work with. But yeah, there was well, when you asked about knowing that she's gonna blow up, this is one funny there's one situation where we work with Brandy at the apartment, and she's struggling with this song. Like the note was like really high, and she don't like singing high notes. So
she said that, and she can sing high.
Yeah, but she was struggling with this song. It's like we just kept having to do it over and over and over. So, a few minutes later, she was in the she went out. She was in the hallway, and Ro went out in the hallway, and she was sitting on the ground like crying. Like he goes out, "What's wrong?" And she's just crying. "I'm not gonna blow up." He's like, "Oh, you gonna blow up?" And then, man, 5 million albums later.
Oh! Is that look Sauce, is that 7 million? You heard is that 7 million?
Worldwide, right?
No, that's in
the States. Oh yeah, okay, 7. Yeah, I'm missing 2.
Look, they haven't updated it yet, but I mean, it's almost at the diamond status. But I mean, after all these years for that album to be 30 years old this year, I mean, it just speaks volumes. Like, people still love that album. Like, a lot of us older folks, I'm 30, I'll be 35 this year, so I was 5 when the album dropped. But for me to still love Brandy after all these years, and for y'all to still have that timeless music and that sound, it still sounds fresh after all these years,
Mm-hmm. I keep watching YouTube, keeping up with these youngsters.
Right. I just think it's amazing, and I think like I said, without that album too, and I feel like this house, and I definitely am still gonna give you flowers. Without that album, there is no Cinderella for me. Just my personal. I mean, I gotta speak about it, but I just love that's all she talking about. So now, since you blew up with Brandy for like quadruple platinum, 5 times platinum. Now you're going on, like, now you're getting, known for your work and your sound and your production. So I wanted to ask you, like, how did you, because we're talking about now you're in that ring and then you're just going and going. Now you team up with Will Smith. How in the world did you do Just the Two of Us with that song? That's the Father's Day anthem.
Yeah.
What?
and it almost didn't make it.
What? Hold up. You got, wait. You got to talk about this because I don't even think nobody even talks about that song, but that album is 12 million in the United States alone. I mean, you got a diamond album, obviously, but that Father's Day anthem, I remember watching that on Fox show. Like, so you got to talk about how was the process doing that with Will Smith, and did you have his son in the studio when y'all did the song, and how was that about?
No, it was we had been working with Will's partner Omar. We've been knowing Omar for years. We used to all go to Burbank and play hoop in the park all the time or whatever. So man, I forget how we linked up, but Will came out to the house in Chino Hills, and we started to cut there. And at the time, I didn't realize how huge he was. Like, I was a huge Fresh Prince. I was a huge fan of that, and DJ Jazzy Jeff and all that. Like, that was my thing. So we decided to go get something to eat. I said, well, let's go over to Dave and Buster's. That was a bad idea. As soon as we got by the door, the crowd started coming. I was like, oh, maybe this might not be a good idea. You better go back and order in. Because I guess it was, it was right after Independence Day and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit,
Oh
okay,
God.
we can't we can't just go in public like this, can we?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So we started the song at the house, and then then it got to a point where he was about to start mixing the album.
Yeah.
So we were going in at Pacific Studios in North Hollywood. And we're in the lobby, and he's talking about how it might not fit.
Okay.
And I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna go back home and fix this, and I'll be back. So I drove all the way home, redid the beat, brought it back, loaded up at the studio, and then he just knocked it out like 1-2 takes. It was done.
And that's what I'm saying. It makes sense, Sauce, about your sound. Like, because you take that 70s sound, Bill Withers, like, oh my God, like, everybody knows Bill Withers because of the song, but like, I think when you put that hip hop marriage and that R&B, it makes so much sense. And Fuzz on his background vocals, he is just, he just makes the song so beautiful. What it is, every year you see men everybody, men, women, everybody on Father's Day, that song is always played. That is like the number one song I see everybody play. Did you have a feeling it was going to take off the way it took off?
I knew I knew that one was going, because it was Will. It was a song that everybody could relate to, and it was one of those. And then we were just coming off My Love Is This, so everything just lined up.
It was perfect. And we're gonna talk about My Love Is an Issue, because that right there, the time, and like you said, even though you had your debut in 93, but I think when you got in 97, like you said, you just started, like, it just started coming, especially with Brandy. Once Brandy hit, it just was like boom, boom. It was like a roller coaster. I know it was, Sauce.
Yep. It was like nonstop. Yeah.
Oh wow. So in 97, while you doing Just the Two of Us and My Love Is an Ish, like, and that was number 4 on the Hot 100. So, like, how was that going at the time for you doing all these songs? Like, how was it, the roller coaster for what you was, and how was you trying to craft your sound?
Man, it was just a blur, like, because during this time I had the house in Chino, and like people would just drive out there and just get in the studio, and we just work. Like, it was crazy. Like, some people, it was far for some people. They'd bring a bag and just stay. Like, this is far. I'm staying.
Can you name one person who did? Like, can you name one person who you like was like very shocked to see or whatever? Like,
Halle Berry.
What?
She came over with Eric one day. Yeah.
Oh wow! I know you was like, what the heck?
Yeah, it was so embarrassing, because I think in the studio that day was like a bunch of ants on the counter. She's like, "You got a little ant problem going on?" I said, "Oh shit."
So at this time when you're doing this, like, how did you feel when you started doing My Love Is the Ish, and how did that, like, did you knew it was gonna blow up the way it did? Like, Sauce, did you knew, because that song is a banger. Like,
no,
I heard that
no. Allison knew. What? Allison knew. I think it was Fuzzy's idea to take that song and flip it.
Okay.
And so, again, everybody was at the house chilling, drinking, smoking, whatever. And Jeff gave me the idea, so I in the studio got on an MP and started messing with it. And Tamara was there. Trina was there. No, was Trina there yet? Tamara was there for sure. I think Tamara started writing her verse, and then I start cutting the backgrounds with Trina and Tamara. So got a piece of it done, and I called Allison on the phone so she could hear it on the house phone. That's how long ago it was.
Oh God, I remember that.
So I play it for her on the phone. She just hears the beat. That's the fucking spell. Finish it.
Man.
Like, all right. So then Fuzzy went in there and he did his part, and man, that was it.
That song was so huge. I remember the box. I remember watching on the box when I was
right. Dang,
the box. And so when I seen that, I was like, "Ooh, what's this song?" Didn't know what it meant. You know how the indie windows back in the day was.
Right.
Like, say it was very a lot of safe stuff to how safe words and how they kind of flip it. But what y'all did with that song, it sounded so great and so sexy, you know, even though we was talking about phone sex, but obviously when you listen to it, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like Pretty Ricky's song Hotline on the Hotline, what Static did. So it's kind of like y'all kind of opened the doors for people to, you know, open that sexuality for men and women. You know, I guess it was on the soundtrack. I forgot that movie was. I don't know if it was Girl 6. I forgot what the movie was, but I think the soundtrack on the song
For My Love Is a Shit.
I forgot. Oh, My Love Is Ish. I think like it was inspired. I totally forgot about that. But
oh, the video was inspired by the video. Yeah.
Or something was inspired. I'm like,
yeah.
I remember that, you know, growing up. I'm like, you know, you ought to be watching stuff, but back then, you know, it was kind of like it was sexy, but it didn't make sense of how it was. But I feel like at that time, y'all really kind of opened doors so we can have like my age group growing up, like the Pretty Ricky on the Hotline. It's what it was, you know?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I love that song. Like, I remember that like in the 90s, and then for it to hit number 4 on Billboard Hot 100, that was huge for y'all. I know that was huge.
Oh yeah, real huge. Yeah.
It was singing 2. On that song, it made sense, and then the beat was just that hip hop and that R&B, it just made perfect sense. I mean, this New Jack Swing was huge. I remember.
Yeah, that's our era.
Look, Sauce, the best era in the world. I don't care what nobody says. Look, I tell these youngins all the time, don't get it twisted. That era right there, just like y'all open the doors for the golden age of R&B and hip hop to be what it is today. I really do think that, for real. So I love it. Thank you. So now, since we are on 99, the last year of the century, now we're going to your label mate, Mr. Eric Benet. Oh my God. A Day in the Life. My favorite album, the best album from his catalog. Sauce, we gotta talk about that iconic first single. I want to ask you, how did you get the first single to Georgy Porgy? Because we know it's the cover for Toto. I can't say it. Toto classic song.
Toto. Yeah.
Yes, I can't say. That's how you know I can't pronounce these people's names. But I think it was so amazing. How did you get inspired to do that cover classic, and not even that? How did you get the first single to that song?
Dang, I want to say it's probably a Fuzzy idea again. He always had the great ideas of to like cover stuff. I don't know. It just felt like something that Eric would sound good on, and we all at the house again. I just messing around on the MPC and came up with the thing and put his vocal on it, and then we were thinking, dang, we should get like it'd be dope if we get like Faith Evans or somebody on it. And then around that time, Motown used to have this event. I think it was called Motown Live or something in Hollywood. So, and she was performing that night or something. We knew she was going to be there. So our managers had us come down there. We were going to try to, meet her and ask her if she would want to be on a record with Eric.
Yeah.
So we're just walking along the way at the venue, and she's walking too the same way. Like it's just magically happened.
Yep.
So we're like, hey, check this out. She said yes. Didn't even have to ask. Like she was there. Yes, I want to do it.
I hear Faith is a really person. I heard she really cool.
Yeah. She was like, man, she was one of my favorites during that era.
Everybody in the industry that she's everybody's favorite.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was sad we didn't get to be in there with her while she was cutting it though, because I heard she's really bashful when she's cutting her vocals. So nobody could be in the room while she was cutting it. So we went to the studio in Larrabee West Hollywood. So we was all excited. It was like, no, it's gonna be her and engineer. It's like, oh
damn. Were you just happy that she just did the track? Like, were you happy?
Oh heck yeah!
Oh my God!
Yes.
Them two together, what y'all did with that, and you know what's crazy when I heard the original, because I knew it was obviously you can hear it's a cover song, you can obviously hear that, but when I heard the original, it was cool. But I feel like when you did Georgy Porgy, it just made that hip hop and R&B marriage, and I think it was so amazing because Faith was supposed to be Cheryl Lynn, for the backgrounds for that song. So for her to do that, and I'm like, I love Cheryl Lynn, but this is Faith Evans. Like, this is right. So for her to come in and just do that. It just sounded like they were talking. It was like a chemistry was a match made, and it made like this
And
is
see,
fake.
Cheryl Lynn was on one of those mixtapes me and my mom was battling with.
Right. But it's like sauce. It just made so much sense, and I feel like for me personally, I know Eric had the '96 album, but I feel like once he got this album, especially with that song, Georgy Porgy, I feel like hip hop, he was welcome to the hip hop world because it made perfect sense. It gave him that groove, it gave him that sound, and I love the video. It was like slow motion with that. It was just everything in that time. It was so perfect for Eric and for y'all at the time, you know. And for you to get the first single, how did you feel to even get the first single? Like I know that was like whoa, getting the first single.
I don't know if I even thought about it like that then. It
was
yeah, I don't know. It was so much going on, and we was on the road doing stuff too still, so it was just like we didn't really have time to really bask in it. It was like we was just going. Yeah. But I'm glad it did what it did.
Oh no, it makes sense because it was smart. Because you know, obviously with Eric, we got introduced to him for a ballad guy. So for him to get that hip hop, you know, we know Faith from being R&B and hip hop, two to get together, it made so much sense. I just love how
I think that's probably Allison too, because she always come to us like, yo, Eric need to up tempo. Y'all need to like it was always that. Yeah. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we didn't, but yeah. So I think that's what it was.
It made perfect sense. And then you got people sampling this song. I mean, that was just even great in its own right. You know, they call it systematic. It's a sample systematic song talking about this. I just love that. I gotta send it to you. So
really? I gotta hear it.
I'm gonna send it to you. And then I wanted to ask you because I'm actually wearing the shirt today. You probably can't see it, but Southern University, the marching band, back in 2015, they actually did a sound of your song. So how do you feel that marching bands are doing Georgy Porgy? How do you feel about that?
Really? Oh, that's dope. That's exciting. Yeah. That's an honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them
so how do you
marching
feel
bands be getting it? Huh?
You know what?
I never knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I want to hear that.
High school band did the same thing too.
Oh, that's real dope. You gotta send me those.
Oh, you know I'm gonna look, Todd, you know I'm gonna send you those, but I feel like for HBCU, it's crazy because the HBCU, that's where Brandy's mom graduated from. They the one that did that song. So
really, okay,
yeah, full circle. You see how that full circle moment all ties together. But for them, that sound is so beautiful and so dope. I feel like the impact of what Georgy Porgy did for all of us, especially for us, our community, that made Eric just be welcome in hip hop. And I feel like that song right there is just so timeless. And then for me, I can still dance to it, I can still groove to it. And then for him and Faith, because I remember in '99 they did a showcase of it on BET. I just loved it. They just looked so cool and so chill. And that song was just so fire. It just makes you relax and have fun. It's a really fun record and it's really great. Even though it sounds like a nursing rhyme, but I'm like, how the hell he do this nursing rhyme? It's a hip hop sound. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it shows that Eric Benet was multifaceted too.
Yeah. It did. Yeah, I think it's just like the musicality of Total. I think he could connect with, because Eric is like super musical. Like,
yeah,
that dude. He when he recording him and when he doubles himself, it's like it sounds like one voice still. Like, can you sing it a little off so it sounds like a double? Right. Like,
him and Brandy, they did that one sound.
Yeah, they got it.
And then you did another track. You did Something Real, another album cut. So how was it great doing that? Because when I heard Something Real, I'm like, it gives you that groove too, like that vibe, that hip hop vibe too. But I like that.
Yeah, that was one of them grooves that was something we probably ripped off that was going on around that time. Yeah, but that was another one. We probably did all that around the same time, out at the house of Chino on the D88s, and yeah.
And it makes sense because when you hear it too, because I was realizing I heard it. It sounds like you put that Cali influence into it because it sounds like Nothing But a G thing on Dr. Dre on the part. Like, he's trying to put his Cali swag on. I said, "Oh, I see what songs it was."
I see what you gotta do. I see what you did.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Wait a minute." I'm like, because at first I'm like, "Okay, I see the hip hop marriage. You still were trying to keep him in that groove, and it made sense in that one." And it was right after My Life. So I mean, you coming off that big huge ballad. Then track 4 is your song. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You coming back to back, and it made since how the album flowed.
Dang, you been doing your homework.
Look, Sauce, I got an interview. Look, I got an interview to make sure I'm all right.
I should have did some more homework, huh?
Like, what? Sauce, you're the guest. I have to do my homework. I have no choice. It made sense though. I can see it, and that Cali swag it worked perfectly for him on that album. It did.
Dope, thanks.
It did. So I wanted to ask you,
we tried.
You say you tried. What?
We tried.
Georgy Porgy. You got a Georgy Porgy.
I mean, I wish we wrote it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they go. The people. So they gonna do thing. But I feel like for us, I feel like with that record too, I want to say it made it modern for us to make sure that we
exactly. Right. Yeah.
It did. Made perfect sense. I want to ask you, Saul. So since this album was so successful, it was number 6 on the Billboard R&B charts, number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100. And then this album did go gold, but then I heard it's eligible for 2 times platinum. How did you feel after all this success? How did you feel about Eric Benet's album?
We were super excited. Like, after coming off the Brandy joint and then our joint, and his joint was like, oh, so we on a roll. So yeah, we were hella excited. And it's funny. I just got the plaque for that maybe 2 years ago.
For Eric Benet?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I never got. I think I did have one. I think I lost a bunch of plaques. Yeah, I lost a bunch of plaques in an old storage unit some years back. So I had to order everything again. Yep.
Yeah, you gotta have them accolades. I mean, your work speaks volumes, and I feel like for Eric Benet, that album, and I must keep saying that is his best album. That is his best. Period. Point blank. I just was really, enamored with it because even though I was 10 years old and my mom, she had this album, she would just leave it, but I didn't know what it was, so I just grabbed it for myself and I played it for me to play it and be so intrigued by Georgy Porgy. I'm like, and then I know Faith. Because I heard it from Never Gonna Let You Go when from Love Like This. Like I know Faith Evans. I'm like, how they get together? So for him, groove, it was a sound. But I feel like once Spend My Life came, it was a wrap. Eric was out of here. He was out of here. It was out of here. But I feel like what Georgy Porgy did, it had to start him off. He had to get that hip hop. He had to get that sound in for us to support. But not even that, just to make sure that he's still with us. And then after that contemporary, and then he was out of here. I mean, he had the song of the century. Hell, I'm just saying.
Yep. So he can take you to the club. He can take you to the lounge. So.
It made sense, and then I feel like too with Eric, he gives me that Donny Hathaway, that Prince sound, because like you said, he's very, very like multifaceted. Like he's classical. He can be in any type of genre if you can put him in there. But I feel like for him, he's a guy that really, really gets producers. And I feel like with you get him. I feel like you like with Brandy, like what I'm understanding, I feel for you, Saul, just sound is so intriguing. It doesn't even have to be categorized in so many ways, because for you to work with Celine Dion, it makes sense that you can fit with any singer in their catalog, And so for me, I just had to give you a flowers for that. And I love this album. This is his best. I love it.
You hear that, Eric?
Right. I mean, look, I was 10 years old. I grabbed it. I ain't know what. I'm like, I'm going to grab this album. I'm like, and I just loved it from the break. And it made sense of what y'all were doing for him at that time. It really did.
Dope. Thanks.
I love it. All right. So now, sir, since we talked about all your illustrious hits, and I got to talk about you. You worked with Neo off his debut album. What the heck? Like, you was not stopping in them 2000s. You did not stop. Like, what the world?
Yeah, that was crazy too. Like,
that's number 2. That album's number 2 in his catalog for me. Oh,
yeah. I've been working with him from the beginning. I was working with him before I even met him.
Right? How did you meet Neo with all that? Oh my God!
Cause we had a mutual friend, Demetria Spencer. He would have artists that he managed, and he would bring them to the house in Chino, and have me record and vocal produce these artists. And the songs that they were recording happened to be songs that Neo wrote.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got familiar with his writing way back then before we even met.
Yeah.
And then when I moved back to the Valley, That's when we actually met and started working and building again, and went to New York. And we had an idea to like form a company, a writing company called Inkwell, and it was just, instead of having a production company, it's going to be a bunch of dope writers instead of artists. And so I hit Tina Davis when she was at Def Jam, and told her, I was out in New York, because she was around during the Brandy era and all that stuff, and she's also from the Bay Area, so we got that connection.
Yeah, that connection. Yep.
Yeah, and so me and Neil went over to the office and played her, stuff we was working on, and told her about the thing we were trying to do. She's like, "Oh, that's dope. Y'all got any artists?" I'm like, "Nah, but I mean, he's singing the song, so if you want to hear." Like, we weren't even thinking, and so we put the songs in, and we had a couple of songs that he did with Dr. Dre also. Okay. And so she puts them in, and she's like, "Hey, this is dope. Get up, perform it."
Oh.
I looked at him. He got up. He started performing to her and singing the songs. She got the blushing and all that. Like, she said, "Oh my God, wait a minute. Let me hear another one." Mm-hmm. He sung another one. He said, "Hold on, I got to call LA." Call LA Reid. He said, "Yo, I got something I think you need to see." And he was like, "Give me a second, because I'm supposed to be on a flight. Well, I'm going to hit you back." So we sat in her office, chopped it up some more. And he called her back. He said, "All right, come on down." I'm like, "Uh-oh." What's going on? So we go down to his office, and I gave him the spiel.
Yeah.
About the songs and songs with Dre, and he was like, "Wait a minute, something ain't right. How y'all walk out with songs from Dr. Dre? Like, I can't even wave a check in his face to get a song." Like, I don't know. Ask him. Like, his manager asked for him, and he gave it to him. Wow. But I told him, it just didn't seem like the right fit, his style with Dre's label. Mm-hmm. So Dre said, "It might not fit, but go ahead and walk with the songs or whatever." Because it was a funny story. When he first went there, they gave him a track to write to. Okay. He wrote it in like 15 minutes. Done. Yeah. And they listened to it, say, "Damn, this is dope. There's no way you wrote that fast. Do this one." Gave him another track. 15, 20 minutes. Done. Dope. He's like, "Hell no, no way." All right, here's another one. If you could write to this one, then we know you the truth. A lot of people tried, but they ain't wrote nothing good to this one. Right. Gave him this track. He does it. Plays it for him. This one's okay. It wasn't as good as the other ones. But we get it. A lot of people, it's a hard one to do. So let's give you a different one. He said, "No, give me the same one back." Oh. He took the same track back. Wrote 3 new songs to the same track. Like, pick one.
What? That pen.
Yeah, that pen was crazy.
I mean, he got "Let Me Love You." Hell, I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
That's something for 20 years old. Come on, we not gonna come on. We're not gonna on your pen.
Yep. That pen crazy. So yeah, so that's where it started. Then so go down to Ellie's office.
Yeah.
You got, I don't know, it seemed like the whole staff was in his office, just sitting around the room, and play the songs. He gets up, performs it, singing to all the secretaries, in the room or whatever. Mm-hmm. He said, LA's like, "Damn, that's funky. Let me hear that again. You ain't got to sing it." He played them again. And Tina's like, "All right, give us a few minutes." So we go outside. She comes out about 5-10 minutes later. "All right, who's y'all attorney?" It's like, "Oh shit." He wants to sign you right now. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So that was the beginning of that.
Around. It's a blessing. That's why you do what you do, and that's why I give you a lot of respect, because I'm like, this is huge. You have a big catalog.
It's getting up there.
No, it's up there. It's up there, sir. I mean, you got the vocal Bible. That's enough in its own right. Come on now. Like, Come on, thank you.
Yeah,
Look.
yeah.
You got her when she was 14. Like, come on. And Neo, like when he started, that speaks volumes. I think it's also when I'm learning about you get them when they're like really like starting and really kind of understanding their sound and their crowd. And I think that's amazing because some people that's already like get them when they're established. It's kind of not saying hard for them, but I think for them, you start off raw, you getting that template, and it's kind of like you're the creation. You're creating that artistry for them. You know?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. When you say that, and when I think about it, like a lot of people have come through our place, and
I mean, something for the people is the people. Do you hear me? Like, come on.
yeah, a lot of people that came through and then end up blowing up later. Yeah.
I mean, come on, like, so, I mean, that speaks a lot. And then I didn't realize, I forgot, I did not know you did Rocket for Invoke. I love that song. I bought that song on my iTunes years ago when it first came out. Rocket.
Really? Oh, yeah. That was me and Neo.
They used to play on Slow Jams a lot, so I know Rocket. Okay.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yes. They used to play that all the time. I used to watch it when I was in grad school. So I love Rocket. I love that song. I love that record.
I like that one too.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. It was
That's what I wanted.
So I'm talking about all these timeless hits, sir. What is the key of making a hit record? And if you know that, what is your favorite hit from your catalog, your whole discography?
I think a great lyric, great melody, and a song that relates to the masses.
Wow.
Just the simplicity that everybody can sing along to. And I guess my favorite would probably be "My Love Is the Shh."
You get that pretty Ricky sound, I'm just saying. Hey, for real? That's your favorite hit? And you've had big hits. You have.
But that probably was the biggest single, I think.
Oh, from your catalog?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Either that or just the two of us. I'm saying, yeah.
You saying single, yeah. You talking about the song.
Talking about single, yeah. But yeah. But
album
yeah.
wise, it's not a diamond album, so you can't.
Brandy, my favorite album. So Rick Man. And that, yeah, even though we're not on it, but that Full Moon album, oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
That changed my life too.
I have my opinions, but I get it.
Man.
I respect it, but I would say vocally, let me say this. I will say this. Vocally, if it wasn't for Brandy's debut, there wouldn't be no Full Moon. I can say that honestly, because Brandy was singing like that on that debut. I think when she got to Full Moon, it just was like, it was crazy because she was copying what Michael was doing.
Shoot, man.
But my favorite is Never Say Never. But that's a whole other story.
That's another one. That one too. That one too. Both of those was on repeat at the house in Chino. Yeah.
Look, my friend JR, he's in the chat. His co-host Lee's her favorite Brandy album is y'all debut. That's her favorite. She said that's her number one.
That's when it started.
All the other ones. She said that debut, she said for y'all did for her. She said y'all ate it. Her favorite, her number one song is As Long As You're Here. So she loves, like, she said what Trina and Tamara, they did with Brandy. They were like all three of them singing like crazy like that. And I heard that when I was going to school the other day. I was like, this you thought y'all did y'all thing there. Like, y'all really, really gave Brandy everything she had, and for me, like, for that album alone, like, and I'm gonna say this in September when the 30th anniversary comes, like, without Brandy's debut, there is no Never Say Never. There's no Full Moon. That's the blueprint. That's the foundation. You have to start with the foundation, and before the foundation, then it grows to something beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta have a foundation. Gotta have that soil.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look, a couple years of that album be diamond to watch. I'm gonna make. Personally, for me, I'm gonna make sure it goes diamond because that is in my catalog for Brandy. That's number 3 on my list. Brandy's
dope. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she ate. I mean, for a 14-year-old girl to be singing like that, I'm like, the hell, her and Aaliyah,
crazy.
And Monica, you got the Holy Trinity. Come on, like you part of Sauce. You part of the Holy Trinity. Come on now, your songs.
That girl voice is crazy.
Period.
It ain't another one like it.
You songs don't This about you. We can't talk about Randy. This about you.
I'm just saying, it's just man.
I go on and on about Randy, but this about you. Like, look, you already know. Like, without that debut, there is no Brandy. Like, and that's just guys on the truth. There's no Brandy. I love that. So, but I'm happy you talked about that, sir. So I want to ask you some now since we're in the era of 2024, the current of 20. What do you got going on with your project? Since you were talking about new artists that you got going on, what's going on with your new sound and stuff? What you got?
Right now I'm working on some more sample libraries and plug-in stuff for for producers to use and stuff like that. Finishing up Neil's latest album, and then working with a kid, Joe Leone from Burbank, Eric and Allison's next new artist, R&B kid. Y'all gonna be surprised.
Okay.
He is the truth.
Come on, 2020. Look. Let me say this: Kipper did drop something with Vanessa Williams, and it hit. So
who did?
Yeah.
Who?
So Kipper Jones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he dropped something with
Vanessa. Oh, I gotta hear that.
Oh, it's dope. It's number 20 right now on the iTunes chart. So, like I said, if you in that era, y'all get some songs, them hits, it's gonna hit.
Got some stuff coming. Be ready.
I'm ready. Okay, look, I'm ready. So, look, you been game for 30 plus years. You can't leave us now. I'm just saying. Look, I'm so proud of you. So now, since today is the 25th, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying 25 years myself. Today is the 25th anniversary of Eric Benet's amazing sophomore album, A Day in the Life. If you had to describe one word about this beautiful timeless album, A Day in the Life, what one word would you describe it?
Refreshing.
Oh, go ahead.
Refreshing.
Go ahead. Why you say refreshing? Go ahead.
Because it was something new, like that you haven't heard from him, or from anybody really. Like, I lost you.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. My bad. My phone was ringing. I'm sorry. Somebody called me. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was just refreshing. Like,
I can hear you.
No.
Something happened. Oh Lord, I think we lost the sound.
Sauce,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Oh my God, it cut off.
Oh damn.
Somebody called. Yeah, one of my friends called me.
Damn.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna remove you from the stage and I'm bringing him back in.
Hello.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I had to remove you and bring you back in. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, so you said refreshing. Why did you say refreshing?
It was just a new sound and different from a lot of stuff that was out at the time.
It was.
Yeah.
And this is 99. This is last year of the millennium. We're going to the millennium. I remember that era. Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah, we had a big 99 New Year's party at the house out there too.
Oh Lord, don't tell me you was pulling your bank accounts and all that stuff.
Nah.
That is dope. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, my word for this album will be multifaceted. And the reason why I've been saying multifaceted, because for me, this album was so beautiful, so timeless. It came with him with R&B, hip hop. I had an element of, Black consciousness because of Lamentation. It was a lot of stuff that was going on in this album that I really understood that, I guess they were trying to place Eric and Neo. But for me, he's just soul, period. He's R&B. He's a whole bunch of plethora of sounds and music. And I feel that this album, to me, and I'm going to keep saying this is his best album. He bodied it. He really, really showed people that he was here to stay. And I feel like, Georgy Porgy gave him that hip hop sound. But once we got to Spend My Life, he crossed over. And that was it. He was out of here. But this album, for me, it really, really showed, I feel like, the growth of Eric. But not even that, it showed that he had staying power. He was here to stay. And 25 years later, I cannot believe that I remember this album when I was 10. But it goes to show you that this album is timeless. And I'm really proud that he did that. And Sauce, I have to thank you and Rashad, and rest in peace to Fuzz. Oh my God, I wish he was here to this day, but rest in peace to him. But for you guys to do Georgy Porgy for him, a cover song, and not even that, we don't even think about the cover, and we just think about Eric and Faith. That go to show you that his legacy was solidified, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, we got to find another cover for him to do, huh?
Okay. I don't know. You could, but something real was dope too. So you can't even escape it. But I mean, this album for me, this was Eric Benet for who I think he was, but not even that. This is the Eric Benet that I love to see, and I'm really proud of it. He's really stayed true to. I mean, he had I Want to Be Loved, Love Don't Love Me. Like, I feel like Georgy Porgy gave him that Love Don't Love Me. Like, it had to open the door for him to get in that hip hop. He stayed, and it made sense. You know?
Yeah.
It made sense.
Yeah. He's working on a new one now.
Well, I can't wait to see that. So I got one last question to ask you. You have any advice to give anybody that wants to be involved in the music industry? What advice would you like to give them, Sauce?
Put in your hours. Study the greats.
Oh, come on.
Stay humble. Don't be a jerk.
Preach.
Yeah, and like, and for like producers, I think like the thing that helped me a lot was just remaking songs that I like on the radio. So if you got the means, just find songs that you like and just remake them and develop your own sound.
That is dope. I love that. I love when you said be humble, because I think a lot of humbleness is lost in the industry, because once I feel like people get to a certain level, they lose sight of what brought them here. And
you'd be surprised that it'd be the ones that hasn't reached that level that aren't humble.
Trust and believe, I've seen it, and I just feel like for you to act the way you act, that is not how you act, and karma does come back for people. That's why you don't treat people ugly and nasty, because they'll come back to you. You know?
It'd be like I don't know. Maybe we've been lucky, but most of the successful people that I've worked with, they've usually been really cool and down to earth.
Oh, well, Sauce, Sauce. Well, Brandy, you got to come back for the 30th, because I mean, sir, we got to look. I'm just saying, like.
Okay. Wait, when is the 30?
September 27, 1994.
September. This September. Okay.
27.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
all right. You gotta get me and Ro, and we'll do it together.
Hey, look. I would love to get both of y'all, because I want to talk about "Give Me You." That song makes me cry. Like,
yeah.
I love
Okay.
Song.
All right.
Look, Sauce, you got people in the chat even saying this September 27. Look. They on your head. They like, sir, September 27. Look.
See? Look, I'm doing too much. No.
It's all love. Look, my friends are talking about, talk to him as long as you're here. Yeah, I mean, everybody love it. That's a banger. Like, we'll get to that another day.
We'll get to that.
I'm just so proud, Sauce, to talk about your legacy. But not even that. Do you have any last words that you like to tell the audience about today, or not even that? Anything you gotta say?
No, just keep listening, keep buying, keep streaming, and we're gonna keep bringing it.
You better come on, y'all better come on. Like, what? Look, I'm just really honored and proud to have you on the platform. And I was trying to get you for a long time, but I'm like, I don't know what to get, Sauce. But when I seen Eric Benet, you did Georgy Porgy, I said, we getting him for Eric. That's my album. Like, that's my album. I would have got you for Brandy, but it wasn't like a big 25 or 30. But this year's the 30th, so I mean,
okay, right.
That'd be dope. But
dope.
Than that, I'm just really honored and proud that you came on my platform. But not even that, I gave yourself your flowers, but I named Eric Benet his flowers, and Rashad his flowers as well. Because for y'all to do what y'all did, and rest in peace to Fuzz. I wish he was, still here to understand how big the legacy of what y'all contribute to R&B. But not even just that, you and your group, you really, really guys, y'all really timeless, and I'm really proud of that.
Thank you.
Look, I'm done. I had so much fun on this interview. Like, you gave me so much life, and I loved it. And I'm truly, truly honored to have you on the platform.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yes, it was.
I'll be back for what, September 24th?
27.
27. See? I told you I can't remember.
Sauce, you and Ro gotta come back on that, because Brady Big rolled up in the I dedicated. Obviously, he has to come on the platform. Look, send me an email for 27.
Hey,
yes, I want to say yes. Look, I'm gonna forewarn you, the Brandy fans, they're gonna act a little crazy. Just let you know, you know how we love Brandy, we love the stars. We get crazy over her. Just saying.
That's fine.
But thank y'all guys so much for tuning in to the amazing interview with the R&B legendary vocal producer, the producer, 1/3 of something for the people, 1/3 of something for the people, Curtis Sauce Wilson. Thank you so much. God bless
Thank
you.
you
I
for
hope
having me.
Beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Thank you. Happy 25th anniversary.
Thanks. You too. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Bye. All right, let's get back to work.
Bye.